casualty, Helsing.
Absolutely understood. And just so that the Mr. Carroll and Mr. Stevenson are really aware of exactly who I represent 37 different businesses and property owners in this appeal. Those property owners are spread out throughout the city over 7 different and distinct buildings in the city of Warwick. 3 of those buildings are located on Centerville Road. 2 of them are on Jefferson Boulevard. 2 of them are on Metro Center Boulevard. The entirety of the space comprises 386,836 square feet of commercial, under your statute, Class 2, but they are Class A office buildings in the city of Warwick. And just as further introductory, and Mr. Dupuy is aware, the increases have been substantial. We have presented evidence, and I'd like them to be identified. I think we emailed them to the board now through Mr. Dupuy as exhibits A through D, A, B, C, and D. Those exhibits consist of what we've identified as a competitive set comparison. It identifies six different buildings that are of the exact same size and make of the buildings, the 7 that we are representing. There is a list of every single, I think it's B, is a list of every single area within the buildings of the clients that I represent, and my buildings happen to be condominium units. My owners happen to have own condominium units within those buildings. Those 37 people are identified there, along with the spaces that they own. And we've also provided to you a letter from Mr. Integlia and Arthur Petropoulos setting forth why they disagree with Mr. Dupuy and your assessor, your consultant Vision Appraisal's assessment of the properties. And finally, we also provided to you an expert opinion of an MAI appraisal performed by 2 MI certified general real estate appraisers for the state of Rhode Island, Peter Tash and Mr. Peter Scotti of Peter Scotti and Associates, which hopefully you'll have some appreciation for, given the fact that, Mr. Chairman, I recognize you had some concern over some people putting forth opinions without the benefit of certified appraisers. We've also had Mr. Scotti present here tonight. I hope that he's going to be able to express to you his opinions and the foundational basis for those opinions as to why the assessments are not equitable in comparison to the other properties. And it'll be pointed out in more detail, but I will tell you, we found a competitive set of properties. I call them a competitive set simply because the companies that constructed the properties that I represent also constructed the Coastway Bank Building, 300 Jefferson Boulevard, 301 Metro Center Boulevard, and 300 Metro Center Boulevard. They're identical in terms of construction materials, general contractor, architect. They are the same building. They're basically cookie cutters of what were Michael Integlia's development projects throughout the city of Warwick over time. So those buildings that we developed, or Mr. Integlia developed, for example, 300 Metro Center Boulevard, or I'll take 301 Metro Center Boulevard of 46,000 square feet, is the exact same building that was built 8 years earlier or 9 years earlier at 300 Centerville Road. The east and the west buildings, some of you have probably been there. Same exact size, same exact footprint, same exact elevators. They're exact buildings, just in a different location, and they are significantly assessed differently. So with that said, I think the best way for us to proceed is for me to turn it over to Mr. Integlia and Mr. Petropoulos so they can explain specifically what the distinctions are. And then when they're completed, and certainly we invite you to ask questions at any point in time, it seems to flow better John, you're probably aware of that as council. Interrupt whenever you like. And then we'd have Peter Scotti available. And the only other thing I would ask, and then I'm going to